Hi again. Let's keep improving the way that we describe a process, but this time we're going to look at paper recycling. Here is the visual stimulus. The diagram explains the process of paper recycling. Summarize the information, explaining the significant features and processes. Write at least 150 words. I hope you can see very quickly that the diagram is separated into two clear parts. There's this side, from the plantation or the forest to the paper, and the second side is from the first time they make the paper and back to the same. So two clear, separate parts. What do you have to do when you do a process description? Think about the instruction words like summarize and explain. What verbs should you use? These are the ones from the picture. Make, print, collect. Ink something, or the opposite, de-ink, which means remove the ink. Clean, recycle, and of course there are more. The point is, use the diagram to help you choose the appropriate verbs. Don't guess. What sequence words can you use? These might be appropriate. And how can you organize or structure your text? For example, how many paragraphs do you need? Where should you start? Remember what we said. The diagram is clearly in two separate parts, so this helps you make the decision. Here it is again. Here is the first paragraph, the overview. The diagram clearly illustrates the process of paper recycling from the plantation to printing, and then back to the printing stage via the various stages of recycling. Notice the comma here separates the two parts. The first side was the process from plantation to printing, and then the second side was recycling. I just want to add one little thing here. See the word illustrates. I've seen many IELTS students overuse this word. Only use this word for a diagram or an illustration. So just remember to answer simple questions in the overview. What is it showing? How many stages are there? How does it happen? Does it tell you anything about who is involved? Usually processes do not tell you who. Does it tell you where? Well, in this case, it told you about the plantation. So not all these questions can be answered, but it just might help you write the overview quickly. Let's go to the body of the text. Divide this text into two paragraphs as we've already discussed. And you use the diagram to help you make this decision. Here is the first body paragraph. I'm going to read it for you. First, the pine tree timber is taken from the plantation and made into thinnings. The bark is removed from the thin pieces in a drum. After the debarking has happened, the timber is made into even smaller pieces using a chipper. Then, the wood chips are made smaller again in a thermomechanical refiner, which makes the product ready to be rolled into paper and printed on. Look at all the passive voice. To do a successful IELTS Task 1 process description, you must be good at using passive to explain processes, technical information, and flowcharts. Of course, the examples here are is taken, is made, is removed, is made into, are made, to be rolled, to be printed on. The second body paragraph, of course, describes the second half of the diagram, the recycling process. Now, there is also lots of passive in this paragraph, but this paragraph I want you to focus on the sequence words like after being read, next, following on from, the final step before being ready to, blah blah blah, another, then and again. How is your skill at using a variety of sequence markers? I'm just going to stop talking now and let you read that carefully. I hope you paused that and read it properly. So what are the good features of process writing in IELTS Task 1? You need excellent control of passive voice. You need good variety of sequence markers with the best verb tense. Notice this one, after, is followed by present perfect. And your organisation must match the diagram. And don't forget your first paragraph is an overview. And use the first sentence of each paragraph to signal. So, this one clearly shows the examiner. In this paragraph, you're going to describe the recycling process. And the first one uses simply the word first, and it uses the word plantation to tell the examiner you're going to talk about the first half. Here is the picture again. From plantation, or the forest, to paper, and then from paper to paper, or in other words, recycling. I do hope you can write process descriptions better now.